Person of the week. She's an advocate for the homeless. But for her, it isn't enough that they stand on their own 2 feet. She wants them to run.
Running is so simple, you know. You really only need a pair of shoes. You don't need a lot of equipment, and you need heart. You know, you need heart and dedication.
Ann Malum is a 27-year-old marathoner, and on her pre-dawn runs in the city of Philadelphia, she kept passing a group of homeless men.
Homelessness is a big problem in Philadelphia, and it's been for a long time. I started to realize that I'm moving my life forward every day, physically, emotionally, mentally, and these guys are standing in the same spot. My name's Ann Malum, and I run an organization called Back on My Feet, where we use running to help the homeless move forward. When you join Back on My Feet, you get a new pair of shoes, hats, a long sleeve shirt. It's like, welcome to our team. We run together 3 times a week between 5:30 and 6 in the morning. We're gonna go do a 1.5 miles together, then everybody's gonna split off and do their separate miles. We have doctors, lawyers, homeless people. All you can tell is who's the fastest. You can't tell, you know, who's homeless and who's not. To be a runner, it takes discipline, determination, and a whole lot of heart. One day in late May, I looked back and I was like, I am cheating these guys. Why am I just running past them and leaving them there? Morning.
Ann thought to herself, maybe running could make these men feel as good as it makes me feel. So she decided to start a running club for the homeless and started asking businesses for help.
So I sent out an email to a bunch of people, and I just said, you know, I'm starting Philadelphia's first homeless running club. I need your shoes, I need your clothes. And the support that I received back is so astonishing.
9 homeless men signed up right away.
The guys on our first run, the guys had so many questions. They were so curious. How do we stretch? What do we do? You know, it was like, you know, they just were like not knowing what to expect either, but they were willing to give it a shot.
But did she feel safe?
I wasn't scared. People are people, and I feel like if you treat them the way you want to be treated, that's the best you can do. And so, no, you know, and if anything would happen, I figure, you know, they can't catch me anyway.
Ann's group, called Back on My Feet, has grown, and they were out on the Philadelphia streets this morning at 5 a.m.
This circle that we had just kept growing and growing, and the smiles got bigger, the hugs got tighter, and we started to develop this team, this family.
We thank you, God, from the crown of our heads to the soles of our feet.
You're around a bunch of people that really show care and concern. And running, you get the feeling of that freedom, that sense of freedom.
It takes me somewhere else. A healthy body, healthy mind.
When we're running, you can't tell. When people look at us, they don't point and go, oh yeah, he's homeless, she's not, he's educated. You look and say, oh, look at the runners. That's a positive association because there's no separation. Mike was one of the original members. He grew up running the streets, but now he's going back to run the streets the right way.
The very first time that you ever use crack is the only time that you ever really experience that euphoric feeling. That's the only high. After that, they call it chasing the dragon. You're actually chasing the very first high. Once I tried crack, it was like a totally different world. I stayed away from my wife, stayed away from my family, I stayed away from my kids. I actually ended up being in a homeless setting. It was different, you know? It was like, wow, we're really running. And they didn't suggest run 2 or 3 blocks. This lady said, well, for the first day, we're gonna run a mile. And the mile turned into the next week 1.5 miles, the next week 2 miles.
Mike, when you say his name, people smile.
Runners has just become the first of the Back on My Feet homeless running club to get a job. And he says he intends to use his first earnings to buy his daughter a Christmas present.